Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to put together or reconstruct a model. Let's say you have a model of an airplane and you have all the STL files and you don't have an actual complete STL file of the airplane that you have. So I'm going to show you guys how to put that all back together. So let's say, let me pull up a plane here. Have a look. And I'm going to be using a SR71 as soon as this opens up. Okay, we have this SR71 here. And as you can see, it's all mesh files. And what I've done here is put all this back together. So let me turn this off here. So if I turn the nose off, then I can turn on different parts of it, and you can see each one of these parts. So forth like that. And what I've done is just joined all those parts together. All into one here. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So, and this is an SR71 that I have. I bought the files for this some time ago, and now I just came back to it to join all the parts together and stuff like that. And as you've been watching on my channel, you know that I'm working on an SR71 and prepping it to make molds to make an SR71. And so I was thinking, why don't I just, go back and do some reverse engineering and make molds from the model itself, 3D printable molds from the model. And the last couple of days, I've just been working on that and here and there and giving that a shot. So what I'm going to do here is teach you guys how to do that. So let me go ahead and open up a new file here. Close this. Not going to save it because it's already saved. All right. Now what I need to do first is bring in the STL file. So I come up here to Insert and Insert Mesh. Okay, here. Take a look at, let's see here. Now this is the nose, the front. Open this. And here we have the first part, the nose. Rotate this and turn the origin on. Okay. We have this one nose part here, and go ahead and click OK. And that's our first part. Next, bring in another part. So come up here and Insert Mesh. And I want F1. And open that. And rotate this. And I'm just going to move this up here for now. Take a look at the top. And click OK. All right, now we have these two parts here. And as you can see, they both are mesh files. So let me turn There we go. And you can see they're mesh files. And they're not together. Now I'm going to move these down to here. So to move this, the nose, come over here, right click, move, and I'm going to move it down. And click OK, and I'm going to move this down too. Now I'm moving these down towards the origin just for reference. Now what I'm going to do here is line these two parts up as best as I can. Now you can line them up by moving this here, or you can actually go in and type numbers and do it that way too. And click OK. Now, we can see there's a little space in between here, so I'm going to move this forward a little more too. Let's see, does that close it up? Nope, still a little more. That's too far forward. Which, okay, it's just a little too far forward, so I'm going to over here now. Click OK. And that looks pretty good. Now we have that. Now what I'm going to do is bring in the other part here, the other side, the right side. Insert, insert mesh. And this is the F1, the right side one. Bring this down, rotate it. And moving these parts like this, you'll just have to keep moving them around until you are satisfied to their placement. And this looks pretty good. I'm going to move this. Just a little more. Actually, this one. And click OK. Now I'm going to move this one again just forward just a hair. And as you can see, once you get them properly lined up, let me cancel this for a second to show you something here. Once you get them properly lined up, you see the line actually, this line here goes away. And this one down here, you still see a line in here, which tells me that this one needs to go forward just a little bit. And like I said, you can use put numbers in here, or just come in here and physically move them with like this. There. Okay, now we have the front of this SR-71 reassembled just from those STL files. And here, what I'm looking at is the transition between these two right here. And that looks really good, that transition. And let me look at the other side. And that transition looks really good too as well. Okay, now we have the front section of this SR-71 put back together. But first, what I want to do is come up here to Mesh and modify, combine, and I want to combine this to this. And make sure this is set to join and click OK. Now, depending on how big the file is, it may take a little time to combine those. And now they are combined. So we have this and we have this. Now I'm going to combine this to this. So we combine this to this and click OK. And like I said, depending how large the model is and how complex it is, will determine how long it will take to combine these. And I'm not going to show you every part how to do this, the insert and combine everything, because this is exactly how you do the rest of the model too. And I don't want to waste you guys' time by sitting here for probably another hour, hour and a half, adding all the other parts and making sure everything is aligned when this is what I just showed you guys right here. This is exactly what I'll be doing for the rest of the model, getting it in here as well. And now, as you can see, this is all one part. One mesh body. Now, if I wanted to, I could actually go and print this. And so this will be actually just one part. And so that's how you do that section. So if you have parts, you get an airplane and you want to put all the STL files back together and then combine them and have an actual model of the from the STL files, this is how you do that. And so now I want to show you something else that can be a problem. And if you notice, if you were going to make molds off of this, you will want to split the molds lengthwise here so you have a top and a bottom mold. That's because if you tried making a left and right side mold here, it'd be pretty hard to get the fiberglass and everything down inside of here and get everything straight. So you would split this to have a top and a bottom mold. But when you look at it, now there's somewhat of an arc here. And this arc can create troubles. So let's say you put a construction plane along here, it would be straight across. And so when you split your box of the mold and to have a top and a bottom, you would have a straight line, and some of this bottom mold would be in the top, and you wouldn't be able to pull the part out of that mold. So to do that, again, you have a top and a bottom mold, and I'll show you how to get around that. So to split this so you can do it properly. So what I'm going to do here now is go back to solid. And I'm going to create a sketch on this plane here. And I'm just going to use the line tool. And what I'm doing here now is drawing the outline of the mold box. And here we have the outline, finished sketch. I'm going to extrude this now. But let me cancel this first, and I'm going to move this over here. I didn't look at that when I moved the parts, I just moved them up and down. I didn't move it left or right, so I'm going to move this whole thing over. And I'm just lining it up here on the center. And click OK. And this sketch, go ahead and delete it, or down the timeline here. And I'm going to redo the sketch. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, everything when I draw this stuff, a lot of times I haven't actually sat down and practiced doing it first. A lot of times I'm just on the cuff here doing stuff. So when I make mistakes and things like that, I apologize for that. So, but we'll keep going here. All right, when I draw a sketch on this plane here, create sketch. Same thing, go the what I did before, the line. And again, you don't have to use the line tool. You can use the spline tool or any one of the tools that are available to you. And finish sketch. And I want to extrude this. And make sure this is set to symmetric. Pull this out. And I'm going to make this 155. New body, and click OK. Now we don't see it inside, so what I'm going to do here is just move the opacity down. And now we see the mold box and the part inside the mold box. And as you know, you can't work with a mesh body into a solid body, or vice versa, solid body versus the mesh body. They both have to be the same to work with the files. So, but first of all, what I want to do is split this box before converting it into a mesh file. Make sure I have enough room here. Bring this down a little, opacity just a little more. Okay. Turn the origin off. I don't need it anymore. So now what I want to do is create a sketch on this plane here. Now this is going to be my split line, what I'm going to draw now for this mold box. And I'm going to just follow this. So come up here to fit point spline. And I'm going to follow this. And click OK. Finish sketch. Come up here to modify, split body, and this box here is what we want to split. And the splitting tool, we want to use the spline here. And click OK. Now we have the top and bottom of this. And I'm going to change these, the names, top mold, and bottom mold. Bring the opacity levels back up. And you can see this. And I'm just going to change the color of this. So we can see it better. Now this is going to be our mold bottom here. And you can see how this has a little arc to it to follow this, the shape of this side of this SR-71. Now I have to convert this to a mesh file now, this bottom mold. So I come up here to mesh, tessellate, I believe that's how that's pronounced, but just not sure. Select this and click OK. Now, as you can see, this here is now a mesh body. Now I can work with both of these together. And I want to cut this shape of this, the bottom shape of this, into here. So now I come up here to modify and combine. This is the target body here, the mold bottom. And the tool body will be this SR-71 here. And we want to set this to cut and keep tools and click OK. And like I said, depending how big your file is will determine how long it will take to do this. And it should be done. Okay. Now I can turn this off. And as you can see, this is now cut down in here. What you want to do, everything you want to do to the mold, you want to do to the mold when it's a solid body. So if you want to put alignment pins on here, make sure you put your alignment pins on here while this is a solid body, because when you convert this to a mesh file, it's going to take some time to convert it back to a solid body. So it's just easier to do it while everything's a solid body. So we have this portion now, the bottom mold. And you can 3D print this now if you want to. And I'll go ahead and do the top. Turn this off. And I want to convert this to a mesh. So come up here to tessellate. This here. Select the body and click OK. And it's converted to a mesh. No longer a solid body. And I'm going to change the color of this too. And turn this on. Come up here to combine. Target body will be this, the mold body itself, and the tool bodies will be this, the airplane inside. Keep tools and make sure this is set to cut. Click OK. And the top of this is a little more complicated than the bottom, so it's going to take a little longer, and that's done. So now I can turn this off, and you see we have that cut in there now. And you can 3D print this now if you want to. Again, that's it, how you combine all the STL files that you have of a particular model and put them all back together to actually make the model again and combine everything and how to make molds from that. So I'll go ahead and do this one more time for you guys to take a look and to make sure you have it down. So I'm just going to go back to solid there. I'm going to insert a mesh from my computer, and I'm going to insert this here, F2L, the left side, open. It's a mesh file. Rotate this and move it down. Now, I like to align everything up on the origin, so when I go to cut things, it's there already at the origin. So let me move this. So you move this here, take a look at the front, and you can see it's over here, so it needs to go over here. And I'm just going to move this forward and up a little. And click OK. And it needs to go forward just a little teeny bit and come down a little too. And that looks about right. Yes, that's fine. So we have that one there. And now I'm going to bring in the other one, the other side. So I come up here to insert mesh, select from my computer, and the right side one. Rotate this. Move it down. Look at it from the front. And move it forward. And click OK. Looks like it needs to come down just a tiny little bit, but that's okay for now. And click OK. And this one needs to come down, so I just come over here, move, and move it down on the Z-axis. And click OK. Okay. And we have a space in between here, so this one needs to go in. Move copy. And it needs to go in a little more. Once you start playing around with this stuff, you'll see what needs to be moved and what doesn't. So, okay. Now, you'd never know this was actually 5 parts to make this. If I just opened this up and you hadn't seen what I'd done, you'd probably think this would just all be one complete part. But it's not. It's made up of 5 parts, and that's how you line those up in here, like that. And you want to combine these two. Now, come up here to mesh, modify, combine, this. Click OK. Then we turn this off here. Wait a second. Those two didn't combine. Let me do that again. Figure out first why it didn't combine. Okay. I figured it out already. Let me do it again. Combine. I had it set to cut, and it's this, and so I had this set to cut and needed to be joined, and now click OK. All right. There. Now I turn this, and they both, yeah. There you go. Once again, when you do that combine, make sure, if you want to combine, make sure it's set to join. If you want to cut, make sure it's set to cut. And as soon as I did that, I pretty much knew why they didn't combine. So now we have that. Okay, well, that's going to do it for this. And but once again, let me combine these. So I want to show you just one more thing before I end this video here. I'm going to combine these two together here. Combine this to this, join, keep tools, click OK. And dependent how big the files are will determine how long the time it's going to take to combine them down here. Let's give it a couple of moments here. And I'm actually just combining these two so I can show you guys how to scale this so you can make it bigger or smaller. Okay. Now, these are all combined, and now it's just one part here. Now, let's say you want to make this bigger or smaller. It's pretty simple to do. And to do that, we come up here to modify, and we're going to come down here to scale mesh. We're going to select this. Now, I can make this bigger or smaller if I want to. So if I wanted it there, that size here, make sure this scale type is set to uniform also. If I wanted it that big, or smaller or anything can do that. Now, to actually know how big you want this to be, I'll show you how to do that real quick here. Now, come on back here to solids, and let's say from here to here has to be 1 meter or 1,000 millimeters. What you can do is create an offset plane first. Construct, offset plane, this, and move it over, which is fine. Click OK. And now I want to draw on this plane here, create sketch on it. And draw a line from here. Or it doesn't have to be, just draw a line that's 1,000 millimeters. And finish sketch. Now go back to the mesh, and we want to scale this. So go modify, scale mesh, click this. Now you know this has to be 1,000, so you move this until you get the size that you can be a little tricky here. And now I'm going to move this. And now I know that's 1 meter. Now this is actually scaled to 1 meter now. And that's how you do that also. Okay, well, that's going to do it for this video, and I hope you guys learned a few things in here. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like my videos, go ahead and hit the like button and comment as well. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments, and I will answer them. Also, I invite you to join my Facebook group, and the link is down in the bottom. Also, I'll invite you to join my Patreon site, and the link will be down in the bottom also in the comments. But on my Patreon site, you can get more help for the models that you're designing, and you get one-on-one help with me, from me, and helping you. And it's a great place and great thing. Great place to learn, and you get a lot of things that I show you guys how to draw here on my YouTube channel. You get for free. You can get the you can get all the files and everything for free. So go ahead and have a look over there, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Subscribe for more.